Today, our topic is the art of getting back up after failing. Life is not a straight path. It is full of ups and downs, twists and turns, and sometimes we fall. Falling is not the problem. Everyone falls. The real challenge is getting back up. This is where true strength lies. The ability to rise after a failure, to learn from it, and to move forward is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Let's talk about why failure is not the end, but the beginning of something greater, and how we can use it to grow stronger and wiser. First, let's understand that failure is inevitable. No one goes through life without failing. Even the most successful people in the world have failed countless times. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he succeeded. But he didn't see those attempts as failures. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is crucial. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or your potential. It is simply a step in the process of learning and growing. When you fail, it doesn't mean you are a failure. It means you are trying, and that is something to be proud of. The first step in getting back up after failing is to accept what happened. Denying or ignoring your failure will only make it harder to move forward. Acknowledge your mistakes, but don't dwell on them. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-pity or shame, but these emotions will only hold you back. Instead, take a moment to reflect. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? What did you learn from this experience? These questions will help you gain clarity and turn your failure into a valuable lesson. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. Every failure brings you one step closer to your goals, as long as you are willing to learn and improve. Next, let's talk about resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after a setback. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Building resilience starts with your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, see it as a detour. Sometimes the path to success is not straight. You may have to take a few wrong turns before you find the right one. This is perfectly normal. What matters is that you keep going. Don't let failure define you. Define yourself by your ability to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. One way to build resilience is to focus on what you can control. When things go wrong, it's easy to feel helpless. But there is always something you can do, even if it's small. Maybe you can't change the past, but you can change how you respond to it. Take small, actionable steps toward your goals. Celebrate your progress, no matter how minor it seems. Over time, these small steps will add up, and you will find yourself stronger and more capable than before. Another important aspect of getting back up after failing is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. It's easy to be your own worst critic, especially after a failure. But treating yourself with harshness and negativity will only make it harder to recover. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes. Failure does not make you weak or unworthy. It makes you human. Self-compassion allows you to heal and move forward without carrying the weight of guilt or shame. It gives you the strength to try again, knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Now let's talk about Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to deal with challenges and setbacks in life. One of the key ideas of Stoicism is that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This is a powerful concept when it comes to failure. You may not have control over the outcome of your efforts, but you have control over your attitude and your actions. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our power and let go of what is not. When you fail, instead of wasting energy on frustration or regret, focus on what you can do next. Take responsibility for your actions, but don't let failure consume you. Accept it as part of life and use it as an opportunity to grow. Another Stoic principle that can help us get back up after failing is the idea of Amor Fati, which means love of fate. This means embracing everything that happens to us, good or bad, as part of our journey. When you fail, instead of resisting or resenting it, accept it as a necessary experience. Failure is not something to be feared or avoided. It is a teacher. It shows us where we need to improve and pushes us to become better. By embracing failure, we take away its power to hurt us. We learn to see it not as an enemy, but as a friend that guides us toward growth and wisdom. In addition to Stoicism, another helpful approach is to adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset see failure as an opportunity to improve, rather than a sign of inadequacy. If you have a growth mindset, you understand that failure is not a reflection of your abilities. It is simply a sign that you need to try a different approach or put in more effort. This mindset encourages you to keep learning and growing, no matter how many times you fail. It reminds you that success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Finally, let's talk about the importance of support. Getting back up after failing is easier when you have people who believe in you and encourage you. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who lift you up and remind you of your strengths. Share your struggles with them and let them help you see the bigger picture. Sometimes, when we fail, it's hard to see beyond our disappointment. But the people who care about us can help us regain perspective and find the motivation to keep going. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. You don't have to face failure alone. In conclusion, the art of getting back up after failing is a skill that can be learned and developed. It starts with accepting failure as a natural part of life and using it as a tool for growth. Build resilience by focusing on what you can control and taking small steps forward. Practice self-compassion and treat yourself with kindness. Embrace Stoic principles like Amor Fati and focus on your response to failure rather than the failure itself. Adopt a growth mindset and see failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. And finally, lean on the support of others when you need it. Remember, failure is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you are stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. So the next time you fall, don't stay down. Get back up and keep moving forward. That is the true art of living.